It's 7 a.m. and the action at the Ota flower auction in Tokyo is fast and furious. Each of the thousands of boxes of flowers that roll through here is sold in less than 5 seconds. These flowers are among the most popular. They're Ashiro gentians, named for the town where they're grown. They're so highly valued that they often sell for the top price before the bidding even begins. This is the story of how a community of Japanese farmers took a lovely flower and made it better. And in so doing, saved their livelihoods and the economy of an entire small town in northern Japan. They're part of a worldwide movement that's developing new plant varieties, protecting rights to them and sharing them across borders. For this family, it's been a lifelong quest.
When I was a child, the elder sons of farmers' families all stayed on the farm.
50 years ago, when 69-year-old Hideo Kudo began farming, his main crop was rice. But he never earned enough to support his wife and children. So every winter, he was forced to work in construction in far-off Tokyo, leaving his family behind.
It was really hard to leave my wife alone. Sometimes when I returned home, my wife would cry.
Mr. Kudo was determined to stay close to the people and land he loved, and so by 1971, he and some of Ashiro's other farmers decided to take a risk. They began farming blue gentians, starting with a variety that grew wild in the nearby hills.
In the beginning, that was the only variety we had.
Gentian flowers are highly prized in Buddhist Japan, especially if they're blue, a color considered noble. On Buddhist holidays, families like the Kudos leave gentians on their ancestors' graves in tribute to their memory. In high demand, this flower became the perfect crop for a struggling farmer.
If you cultivate rice, you need about 10 times as much land to earn the same amount that we now earn from gentians.
The crops did so well that by the time the Kudo's son, Yoshiteru, was born, the journeys to Tokyo ended. Over the years, the gentian business thrived, and Hideo's son, now 37, is poised to take over what his father began.
There is a pleasure to nursing something living, and the biggest pleasure is the moment when the beautiful flowers bloom.
Their success has been decades in the making. The Kudos are part of a farmers' collective that's created an industry of cut flowers and potted plants now worth more than $13 million a year. It began with gentian growers pooling resources for research and development.
We save 1 yen for every stem for the development of new varieties. We are investing in the economic future of this area.
The local government's Research and Development Centre contributes to that future by helping develop new gentian varieties with unique characteristics, like the red colour, or flowers that bloom in time for Buddhist festivals.
The way we develop the new varieties is by crossing parent A with parent B, and then we get the seeds.
Takashi Higage heads the research centre. He propagates male and female plants, storing them in this cold room and carefully preparing the shoots to lay down roots. When they're ready, he pollinates female plants by hand.
It blooms only after the second year. And finally, in the third year, we can start seeing the plant's true characteristics and productivity.
But success is not assured until farmers grow the plants. The process can take as long as 10 years. Still, Ashiro has developed dozens of new gentian varieties that exist nowhere else in the world.
The new plant varieties bring with them a whole range of benefits.
Francis Gurry is Secretary General of UPOV, the International Union for the Protection of New Varieties of Plants.
Whether they're aesthetic benefits in the case of flowers and ornamental plants, or whether they're nutritional benefits in the case of better yields, or whether they're in the capacity of the plants to be able to resist changes in the climate or to adapt to certain circumstances.
Standards are high for new gentian varieties, as we saw at this prefecture-wide contest. Ashiro gentians compete against gentians from across northern Japan. To win, they must have a special quality that apparently only the judges can see. They study every stem, every petal. What exactly are they looking for?
The first thing is that all the clusters should look similar. After that, the color of flowers, the size of leaves, these have to be beautifully displayed as a unique trait of this variety.
It will take the judges a full 45 minutes to reach their verdict. It's a victory for all Ashiro farmers. The kudos finish among the winners.
One of the reasons that Ashiro has been thriving is that we have been developing original varieties and using Ashiro as a brand.
Ashiro growers are also prospering because Japan is part of the international system that recognizes breeders' rights to royalties for new plant varieties. They licensed the production of their 10 most successful gentian varieties to flower growers as far away as Chile and New Zealand.
If breeders didn't have protection, it would be possible for other people to reproduce it without any form of compensation for the breeder.
Peter Button is the Vice Secretary General of UPOV.
It ensures that the breeder can set up an agreement whereby he receives an income, which will enable him to reinvest in producing new varieties.
The market always needs new goods. How closely we respond to the market's demands is very important to our future as a community and as individuals.
Another important source of growth is exporting flowers. Ashiro gentians are sold not just in exclusive Tokyo shops, but also in New York and Brussels. It's a promising trend that could ensure a future for Ashiro's next generation. As a guest teacher, Yoshiteru assures these third graders they'll have a future on their family's land.
I really want the children to love their hometown and to be willing to take on a new challenge and then get satisfaction from it. By creating and supplying attractive flowers, we are trying to develop agriculture that is enjoyable for growers as well as for consumers.